you can make over £1,000 tax-free just by switching a spare bank account between banks. You'll collect up to £200 every time you switch. And this is really growing in popularity. The first year ever, over 1 million switches between banks were made. You'll see here the data for the first 3 months of the year that the top 5 switches were all to banks running offers at the time. Now, if you haven't switched before, you'll think this sounds like a complete faff. You'll think you'll need to move your salary, bills, and get used to a new banking app. But you don't need to do any of that. Instead, you set up a spare account and switch this instead. This is the approach almost all regular switchers use, and I'm going to take you step by step through the exact approach I use. I'm Chris, your guide to making money in the UK. Let's now head over to Bank Switching Explainer and get you making some money. What exactly is switching? In 2014, the government set up the Current Account Switch service. This is to make it very easy for you to switch your current account to another bank. And here's exactly what it does for you. Firstly, it'll mean all incoming payments are redirected automatically. So for example, your salary, or if someone went to make a bank transfer to you. Secondly, all your direct debits are moved across automatically as well. So this could be your energy bills or your council tax. Subscriptions are not actually transferred across. So this is really important to note, because if you've got, say, Netflix or Spotify or the gym or anything where you're paying via your bank card in effect, then that is not switched across. So how easy is it to actually switch? It is actually incredibly easy. When you are completing your current account application online with your new bank, you will be given this one simple question, which is, are you switching your current account? And if you tick that box, it will then ask you for your bank details. So this will be your existing bank, the sort code and account number. You enter that, and then you simply continue with the rest of your application. Once that is completed, your application, the switch is then guaranteed to be completed within 7 working days. You'll then get a text message from your new bank to say, yes, we have now successfully switched the details from your old bank. And you'll also get a text or an email from your existing bank to say, we have now closed your account. So let's now take a look at switching offers, because not only is switching very easy to do, you get paid to do it as well. And this is because banks want you as their customer and will typically offer you up to £200 just to switch your account to them. So examples at the time of recording are NatWest give you £150, First Direct £175, and Barclays £200. So what do you actually need to do in order to get that cash? Because they're not going to give it to you just by simply ticking that box and entering details. However, it is actually really straightforward. So all you have to do is, before you switch, firstly, your existing bank needs to be part of the current account switching service. You can check this on the CAS website. However, it's pretty much every UK bank with the exception of Revolut and Zopa. In your existing bank, you need to have 2 to 3 active direct debits. And then once you've switched, all you have to do is typically deposit some money in. It's usually between £1,000 to £2,000, but you can transfer it back out the next day. So for example, if you're using your main regular account for your salary, you can just transfer that money into the new bank and straight back out the next day. You'll probably have to make a few card payments depending on the offer, and that's very easy to do. You can just use your new bank card for a few grocery shoppings, or even you can just buy a few Amazon gift cards for £5. Now, every offer is slightly different in terms of their exact terms, but not to worry, Quidsy lays out the exact criteria for each one, so you can just tick it off as you go. We highly recommend setting up a spare account to do this. And the main reasons are, firstly, with subscriptions, they don't move across, which just becomes a bit of a pain over time. And secondly, you may just simply be familiar with your existing bank and you just rather not switch. You'd rather keep everything as it is but you're in effect going to set up this spare account, and you only need to do it once. In terms of which bank to use to set up this spare account, check out our Quidsy guide on this, and we'll give you all the best and latest information on which is the easiest bank to set up with. Now, in terms of adding those direct debits, so you need to add 2 or 3 direct debits initially to that spare account, you've got a few options. So this could be simply logging into a few of your household bill providers and just changing the direct debit details to your newly set up spare account. There's also a few hacks you can do around saving apps. So you could transfer £1 a month to a few different savings apps. We go into more detail this in the guide. And to make this as easy as possible for you, we also have a Quidsy direct debit. So that's where you just simply would be transferring £1 a month to Quidsy, and these qualify for your active direct debits. And it's a really good way to get up and running really quickly, because you do need to have had a payment taken out from each direct debit before you commence the switch. And with the Quidsy direct debit, it can happen in 5 days or under. So it's a really quick way. Whereas if you do, say, a household bill, you may be waiting 25, 30 days potentially. So check out the full Quidsy guide about setting up your spare bank account, which also includes about setting up the direct debits too. So let's just do a quick recap. You've now got your spare account. It's got 2 to 3 direct debits. Payments come out from each of those. So all you now do is you simply apply for the new bank account online. You'll tick that switch box on the application form, enter your spare account details, and then the banks handle everything else. You're just waiting for that confirmation text after 7 working days. And now your new bank is now up and running. You just have to meet the remaining criteria. So that's transfer the money in. And as mentioned, you can just transfer it back out again the next day. And you may need to make a few card payments as well. And that's it. You'll then get up to £200 added to your new bank account, which is fantastic. It's typically added within 30 days, sometimes even less. And again, we outline all of this in the Quidsy guides. And you can also track this in your tracker that's available within Quidsy. So finally, once you've had your free cash added to your new bank, what do you do now? It's a simple case of rinse and repeat. And it's even easier now because rather than having to set up a new spare account, you instead just take this new bank that you've set up that already has the 2 to 3 direct debits running through it, and you switch this account to new bank number 2. So for example, you could now be switching from First Direct and switching to Barclays and then getting that money there. And you keep switching between banks that are running offers, picking up £150 to £200 every 1 to 2 months, depending on how long it takes to complete the offer. So in terms of your next steps, simply head over to see all the current offers for the bank switching. And if you need a spare account, head over to the Quidsy guide. Any questions, please just give me a shout and enjoy the easy profit.